Hello YouTube viewers, welcome to my channel Science and Technology. In today's show, Camera Tuesday, we're going to talk about RØDELink 2. So let's dive deep into it. Now, first thing you have to understand, this is system built for serious production, aka people who do not ask about the cost, basically get quote kind of series hardware. So it is serious. Now, you would have seen like there are a lot of devices that you and I can afford, like something like this, DJI Mic 2 and 3, those sort of things. But there is this term that you will hear, especially in wireless audio in industrial setting, UHF. What does that mean? That simply means ultra high frequency, and that's the worst frequency name ever because it's a band. Like it's a band, and it could go from in wavelength wise, it's 1 meter to 10 centimeter. Like it's huge. The wavelength is huge, as in like the band is huge. So the problem is that 2.5 gigahertz, while it's awesome, it's open frequency, as in any Tom, Dick and Harry can manufacture a hardware that talks in that frequency. They do not need a license. It's everybody else's problem. Now, early days it was not a problem, but now every phone has Wi-Fi, every laptop has Wi-Fi, every smartwatch has Wi-Fi, every Tom, Dick and Harry thing has 2.5 gigahertz. Heck, even your smart light bulb has 2.5 gigahertz. So that frequency ecosystem is crowded AF, as in, God help if you want to try to do that in a concert where everybody's mobile phone is going all out. So fundamentally 2.5 gigahertz, the fact that it's open world means it's congested. Every Tom, Dick and Harry is using it. Penalty, it's low reliability, meaning if you are in a place where there are a lot of people around. Again, in this scenario, like my camera has 2.5 gigahertz, this is here, and I have a Wi-Fi router down there and one on second floor. It's not that noisy. But again, if I go into an expo, heavy expo like CES or something like that, yeah, that would be a problematic thing. Again, it does not mean it will not work. It's just that trust will go down. It's like it could work, it should work, but it might just randomly drop. So that's a big issue. So when you are dealing with production where each section is requiring millions of dollars, you can't afford that. Whereas like, oops. So they generally use UHF. Now, system is built for pro level use case. It's not suitable for you and I, but it is built for, and this sort of hardware is built on a different philosophy. Like when we are buying this, it's like as low cost as possible. When you are buying something like this is like, yeah, cost is not a thing. Like they might use actual dye injected metals. It's not a plastic based, it's built to last. And specifically, whenever you're selling this level of hardware, you have to understand you're not gonna sell a lot of them. So people who are buying it, they must like it. So it's also built on trust. So not only it means a long warranty, it also means even if it's out of warranty, you should support it. So it's built to last and it's built for trust. And they have all the modern bells and whistles that you would expect in a modern system that was made in 2026. So that's the whole point. That's why this looks completely different. For example, a pro system will never have a lavalier microphone that is embedded like this, because again, you're not going to have this on a talent's face. Like the best example I've seen is when Mythbusters used to do a public concert and all that, Adam Savage, because he has wears big glasses, the glass have broad frames, and there are lavalier microphone, expensive AF, but they are there that are size of a rice grain. So he literally dremeled a channel in his glass frame and he embedded it under the epoxy. So he was wearing a glass and his microphone was here. So audio was crystal clear, and people were like, dude, I can't see a mic, I can't have a wire or something like that, and it's no lapel here. It's like, how? It was amazing. So you could do that. And again, there is a whole group of people whose sole job is stuck a microphone on body, so to say, or they call it talent, as in man, woman, whatever have you, hair, clothes, bouquet, those sort of things. So that's why it will always come. Pro equipment will always come with a basically adapter, 3.5mm jack or 2.5mm in some cases, and they will always be locking. So you cannot say oops. Basically, they want to make sure that there is no oops. So what does it mean, the pro part? Well, 32-bit recording, duh, it's normal nowadays. And what does that mean for you and I or somebody who's using it? There is no such thing as level. Start, record, the end. Like we have this technology from 2019, so we have reached that point. Like I do not expect any further hardware to come into market that does not have this on this sort of cost. Of course, cheap cost will still be there, but on pro level it won't be there. And UHF band pro grade, what does that mean? That simply means the transmitter, while the transmitter antenna is fixed, because again, it's supposed to be on the talent itself, the receiver is not. As in, you can swap out receiver antenna, and that's a normal thing to do, because if you have this constraint where you cannot change the basically transmitter's antenna, you can still still improve the signal on receiver. And be mindful, receiver is doing the main heavy bulk loading. This is screaming. What if you have a bigger ear? This can't scream any louder because again, it's battery powered. So it can't scream louder, it can't have a bigger antenna, but you can improve your odds of getting things done if receiver has a big ass antenna. And yes, there is a whole ecosystem, whole hardware where you buy a dedicated antenna for this sort of systems. So that supports it. As in, like, if you are in a scenario where you are doing a shoot, stadium, or things like that, this people will yoink out the small antennas and put big antenna to get the job done. 32-bit audio recording in the micro SD card, which again, what if oops happen, right? Again, that would be frustrating in a live discussion and all that. But again, if you have seen enough TV, you know that it does happen. It's like, hey, sorry, mic fault or something. Like, it does happen. It's not unheard of. But what if you're doing a recording? What if you're doing cinema? At least you will have like, hey, as long as the battery was working, this would have the file. And proper 32-bit file, meaning, oh, the level was wrong, you do not have to worry about it. And time code based, because again, time code has two levels of implementation. Forced implementation, in India we call it jugaad implementation, as in like using time code on audio channel. Second is proper metadata layer. Metadata layer is a proper way of implementing, but does require cost. So generally, camera company can do that. Let that be very clear. If Sony wants to have metadata layer time code on this A7 Mark V, they can do that. They just won't. They're like, bro, come on. For this, buy our, cinema series, FX series. Come on. And I'm pretty sure even cheap FX camera may not be able to do that. It's like, bro, no, you have to buy like actual pro. So if you see like a lot of cinema cameras that are way too many BNC connector, yeah, half of them are for audio code. So again, that goes into metadata layer. If you have that metadata layer in your video file, Adobe Premium is like, I got you. If you don't have that, if you have that in an audio file, as in like the audio channel of the video file, yeah, you would require DaVinci Resolve. DaVinci Resolve can handle it. Or use a third-party software like Tentacle Sync has a software, because they sell what you call time code generators. They have the problem is like, what if people who do not have cinema camera use it? So they're like, they built a software whose sole job it is digest the video file, take out the audio code which has the time code, force it into metadata layer. So this has that. Like, that's the whole point of getting a pro level equipment. You do not have to think about it. So that's there. And this also supports time code generation. Not only this has better time code, it also has generation also. As in, if you want to sync multiple camera, this will like, I got you fam. Now it's like, why wouldn't you use this rather than camera itself? Cameras generally have better digital circuits. They have horrendous analog circuit, as in time. Time is analog. And because if you're like, okay, how fast a camera is? 100 Hertz, 200 Hertz, 300 frame per second, 10,000 frame per second. Look into the sampling of this. Trust me, if you are making an actual digital circuit that is like converting analog to digital on an audio grade frequency, you need to be good with basically actual oscillator and all that. You can't just like compensate or good enough. No, you have to be good. So generally audio equipment have much better time crystals, sometimes ovenized time crystals, so they're good. So that's why people generally trust audio equipment's time generator over camera's generator. And again, audio people take it seriously. Camera people are like, we're gonna receive it. If we don't have it, okay, we can like, kajigger something together. So that's also there. Swappable battery for launch, and I am finally happy. This is the only thing that was missing. Let that be clear. We have reached the upper limit. So this is a very good thing. And not to mention, they did not make their own battery. It's a Nikon battery. So you should be able to find Chinese backups, third-party backups. And I'm pretty sure if they sell enough of it, they're gonna like randomly start to, random manufacturers, battery manufacturers will start to manufacture that cell pack. Like you have seen that. Like that has happened with LP pack, if I'm not mistaken, from Sony made that battery pack for camcorders and all that. It became such a huge success that everybody started to use in everything. Like you can buy LED lights, you can buy other things, like cinema cameras started to use that. So this is a good approach. And again, why can't you use AA or AAA? AA would be huge, AAA will not have enough milliamp power. And if you know anything about chemistry, lead acid is weak. Nickel metal is a bit better than lead acid, but still weaker than lithium. This is lithium. Under known laws of chemistry, you cannot beat this performance using AA or even AAA. And not to mention size and weight would be huge. This is supposed to be small and compact. So that is there. Now, greatest thing that has happened, finally USB audio out. I have no idea why camera company never moved from 1970, but they have finally started to move it. As in audio people, they're like, yeah, like I have to say, when this sort of audio, lavalier microphone started to come in, they also had the same brain damages, like analog audio out. But I'm pretty sure very quickly they're like, wait a minute, why? We have USB. Why? Why do that? It's like, okay, now almost all wireless mic systems have digital audio. And again, that matters because it removes analog to digital conversion. Rode Wireless Go 1 had that issue. It had analog system. DJI Mic 1, I think, was the first one. It's like, hey, wait a minute, it has to be digital. It can be digital. They did it digital, and that's why you could plonk all of these puppies into Action Cam. You can plonk this puppy into your Android and Apple and directly have proper audio going into your system. So finally, I've heard some companies are trying to introduce that. They're like, okay, we get it. It's not 1970, it's 1990. So we might start to do that. Kfinity is doing that, so they have USB audio. So I'm pretty sure this will work perfectly well for mobile phone and all that, although I'm not sure which camera can do that. Technically, DJI also does not do camera like I'm doing right now, but DJI itself sells you a hot shoe adapter that works with DJI microphone and Sony hot shoe. This other companies also do the same thing similar, like Samsonic has that adapter, and Hollyland also has that. So if you have these 3 brands, you can buy Sony camera and directly have digital audio transmission. This has the transmission part. I do not know the receiver part, as in like, will they make a hot shoe adapter or not? That is unknown. And I'm not seeing that many camera that flat out says, okay, I can directly digest from USB. Action camera can, but again, you're not buying this for action cameras. Action camera is cheaper than this. So that's weird. A ruggedized metal body. And again, if you have ever held a proper, what you call, Siemens, I keep forgetting the brand name. That as name, Samsonic, I keep forgetting. That Siemens system, those are like, I have had the luxury of doing that. It's completely different. Like casted metal is completely different than plastic things. Like you will understand why they are expensive. Like just hold it. It's like, okay, I get it. Die cast metal as like a different breed of itself. So what's the philosophy of this? Well, here's the Rode just acquired Lecostronic recently in May 2025. You see the antenna? That's the whole point. This company is a company that you hire if you're like, hey, I got the mic, I got the recording devices. I need a wireless link in between that I can trust in a stadium, in a concert. Like I need to trust this puppy. They're like, I got you, fam. So this Lecostronics, they bought it, as in like they are masters of high-end UHF systems. Basically, they have the reliability where you can trust this, as in like cricket stadiums can use this. That's how reliable these puppies are. And Rode has better user interface, because again, companies that are this specialist generally have horrendous user interface. Like they don't even think about it. It's like, oh no, you have to go through 10 layers of PhD in order to just read the manual and then learn to use it. Like I've seen this way too many times. It's like, why are your tools hard to use? It's like, no, you have to learn. It's like, why? It's like, I think it's something with mental psychologies, because again, fundamentally it does not have to be, but thankfully Rode is far more consumer facing, so their user interface is exponentially better. So they are doing that. And here's the deal. This company is expert in radio. Rode is expert in audio equipments, as in the microphone capsules, actual engineering of that. So they are coming, bringing both of the best of their best. Rode knows what to make, Samsonic knows how to make. So they are using sub-gigahertz frequency, as in less than 1 gigahertz, like Wi-Fi Halo level frequency. Yes, there is a band known as Wi-Fi Halo that is sub-gigahertz. It has 25 kilometer range. So the lower the frequency, lower the bandwidth, as in like how many megabytes per second you can transfer, it goes down to kilobits. However, it's unstoppable, almost like basically you can be in metro and it will receive signals. So again, you can't make a call, best for WhatsApp message, but they are using the same thing for communication and control layer, because Wi-Fi, like 2.5 gigahertz, they have a lot of handshake and all that. UHF does not have that. It's not designed for that. So you need something independent to control it, or just hope for the best, basically set it and forget it. They're like, okay, what if we had another channel whose sole job is to match both of these puppies? So control layer is completely independent and unblockable. So that's how they're making sure, hey, go to this frequency, you are attached to me, this is the serial number. The digital line is on the bottom layer and the actual fat data pipe is on UHF band. And it also adjusts the output. It adjusts the output of the system, because again, you have a giant antenna. Let's say you are close to it. Why burn battery away on screaming as loud as possible when you can easily hear it? So having that sort of feedback loop makes sure your battery life is longer, because you might feel having onboard recording saves you from 99% of hurdle. It cannot save you from battery dying. So everything you can do to improve battery life even by 10 to 20% is shut up, take money. So that is there fundamentally order. And to make sure that you do not have oops event, they have two frequency and frequency hopping on UHF, because A, you have to deal with licensing and all that, and B, it's not designed to do that. As in, like, there is no pre-built hardware infrastructure that you can, oh, I'm gonna buy this Nordic chip and it does it for me. Nah, it does not exist. So they're using that sub gigahertz to, it's like, okay, both of you, you're gonna have this main frequency, this is a backup frequency, and if there is enough data packet loss in the main channel, it will go switch to backup. You will not even notice a packet drop, so to say. So they are doing that. And again, $1,500 may sound costly, but if you are like that kind of guy who has to be in a cinema production, that's chump change. Not even joking, these things are like $3,000 plus. Antennas are that costly. So fundamentally, for the people who are dealing with this level of hardware, Sennheiser, yeah, sorry, I forgot about that name. Sennheiser, that's the antenna is from Sennheiser. So yeah, if you're dealing with this, if you're like an antenna is $3,000 to versus, hey, wait a minute, the whole system is like, again, they're not giving you the big ass antenna, but they're giving you more than good enough. For $1,500, it's like, shut up, take money. They even made the battery cradle for it, because Nikon did not make it. So they're like, hey, we understand if you have in this scenario and director takes cut, you're gonna go and swap out batteries. Like I told you, like, you can deal with a lot of problems. You cannot deal with battery oops. So having this sort of system is very important. And not to mention, even this is metal body, because they know if the sound card guy is coming, bam, a bam, and kabam. So they have to make sure that it's last. So philosophy is different. Let that be very clear. This is a different ecosystem. So having so much hardware in the radio level, and I'm pretty sure if you want this sort of like 3 audio channels, one primary audio channel, one data communication channel, another backup channel, I'm pretty sure a AA battery or AAA batteries will not last long enough. You might as well get battery life if that is measured in, like, 2 to 3 hours. Again, should be more than good enough, because again, generally a single take is not taken that long. But you might be like, this, they are claiming that if everything is optimum, you should get 8. Worst case scenario still should be 4 or 6. So philosophy is different. Be mindful, it's not for you and me, it's for different market brackets, so to say. So what can we expect in the future? Well, here's the, we have reached the upper end of S-curve. For example, when Rode released the first wireless Go, it was like, whoa. Then we had rapid growth on that. And again, all technologies are like this: smartphone, mobile phone, television, cars, airplanes, everything has this. Like the early days, when it starts to grow, it grows exponentially. Every new release is like, whoa, why has nobody thought of that? Brick by brick, you reach a steady growth phase. Like, okay. And then you reach a stagnation point, the final end of S-curve, where it's like, yeah, you can spend more money, but you're not going to get exponentially more. For example, you can buy DJI Mic 3 and you can buy this sort of system, or like there are other brands that also have something similar. Would there be a difference? Some professionals can tell you, it's like, oh yeah, the audio has this richness on that. 99% of people will fail to pass a double blind test. That's how difficult it would be. It won't be like, whoa. And again, if your transmission is done via YouTube, good luck. Maybe 1 or 2 people will be able to figure out. So it happens. This is a normal thing that happens at the upper end of S-curve. We are reaching there. Microphone systems have reached that upper end of S-curve. You can't do much more anymore, so to say. So there are only few things left to improve. Fundamentally, can I expect in the future we're gonna have like this sort of equipment and it's like, oh, the battery life is 10 days? Maybe, but you still have battery life. It's like, it's not gonna be like, okay, it's quantum physics. Yeah, that's not happening. So you can't do much. Now, biggest thing is USB out. I am so happy. And again, this was the primary reason. You have to understand, I do this thing daily, as in like 5 days a week, and Saturday I do live stream and Sunday I do shorts. So this puppy has to work 24/7, as in like every day. So for me, it was necessary to buy a camera equipment that does not fight me. If I had not bought Sony, I did not have the luxury of using this with hot shoe mount. And what's the benefit of using hot shoe mount? A, it removes 2 analog to digital converter, meaning 1 analog to digital converter is here. By default, you cannot do anything, but cool. It transmits digitally to the receiver. Cool, awesome. Digital receiver now converts it again to analog to transmit over 3.5 mm jack. That's the first conversion, unnecessary conversion. Then you have camera converting it back from from analog to digital. So you have 2 conversions unnecessarily. So total signal chain has 3 conversions. But now, because I can buy a Sony hot shoe mount adapter that will directly translate digitally, one conversion, the end. There is nothing, like basically I'm removing two signal generators that should not be there. Done. So having that is a big thing. And again, most wireless ghost systems can do that. Like even I'm pretty sure Rode can also do that. It's just that they haven't built the bridge adapter, as in USB of this to hot shoe of the camera. I've only seen Samsonic done that. I've only seen Holland do that. I've seen DJI, and again, that's why I bought DJI. There is no other reason than that. I did not wanted a camera where it's like, oh, but you could get 6K and all that. It's like, I do not care. Give me a microphone setup that I do not have to think about. Shut up, take money. I spent all my own money. And again, I'm happy because I did that. Oh, by the way, I also have the luxury of now putting 4 microphones. So for example, if I'm doing a podcast, I can buy 2 more transmitters and connect to this. And because it's a digital transmission, 4 24-bit high quality audio stream will go into the video file. Now, unfortunately, it's still not 32-bit, but again, the transmitter does the auto leveling, so it does not matter. And this records the 32-bit file. So once you have the recording, like, and this is the biggest deal, 32-bit, this was the biggest jump we had. But again, we had this in 2019. I have video on that. So it's not that long ago, but it took over the market very quickly, because you have to understand, early days, microphones had huge dynamic range, meaning microphone can capture very small sound and very loud sound. Now it has a lower limit. Why? It has a noise, it has temperature, it's not 0 Kelvin, it's not freezing like liquid nitrogen, so it has some noise. So there is a lower noise floor, and there is an upper limit, because after that the diaphragm will physically break. So that's a huge range. Let's just say it's 120 decibels, so from 0 to 120. Now, back in the early days, we could not have made an analog to digital converter that can digest that much of range. On paper it can, but in reality, analog to digital converter also has the same issue. For lower end, it has too much what you call noise floor, so it's a very messy signal. And on the top floor, basically once you reach the full scale, as they call it, it starts to distort. So that's 0 dB. And not to mention, after 0 dB, there is no place to store. So what they figured out, what if you have 2 analog to digital converter? So one you have tuned for low signal strength, as in if mic is receiving barely any signal, this lower level what you call analog to digital converter is like, I got this, fam, I'm gonna do it. But you're like, hey, wait a minute, let's say that's like adjusting the gain to very high. Cool, awesome, and you fine-tuned it, it's great, but it will clip every time. Yes, it does. So they have a second one. Second one is like completely opposite. They're like, bro, I will only listen to it if the signal to noise ratio is huge, as in like signal is clipping on the first one, only then I'm gonna be like, I got this. So there is a handover. Of course, there is an overlap. And then how the heck you store it? Well, problem is, how do you play that back file? Storing it is easy. You can just make a bit higher bit depth, let's say 32-bit file. How the heck you gonna play it? It's gonna be confusing for the computer. So they figured out, what if we add negative symbol, aka 32-bit float. So when you see 24-bit file and you shrink it down, it becomes like square. It's like, okay, so how the heck 32-bit file has more? It does not. It's still 0 to 32-bit. It's just that they put a negative symbol. So your 0 dB in audio playing file, that's the negative symbol. And when you pull it down, that negative symbol is moving upwards. It's a very clever mathematics. So that's how we figured out how to have, basically at this point in time, we reached right now in 2026, if you buy any half decent audio equipment, you do not have to worry about noise from this stage, basically analog to digital converter. Like we done, that part is sorted. Oh, levels, we done, sorted, done. Like your microphone is the issue. Now we are like, oh, this microphone can actually capture low noise. You can do that. Then why didn't people do in past? They did, but they have to be in sound anechoic chamber recording. If they spoke even a bit loudly, it will clip. Now they have like 2 of them. It's like, I got this. Heck, to give you a context, some companies are so serious about audio quality, like Rode, they have a 1 Pro mic that is like this big and super expensive. They have 4 audio to digital converter, analog to digital converter, 4 of these, so they can make sure perfect representation is there. Now, here's the deal. Again, upper limit of Haskell. Going from 24-bit linear to 32-bit float is mind-blowing. It's like, whoa. Single analog to digital converter to dual is like, whoa. Now, going from dual to quad is like, It's like going from 2 megapixel to 24 megapixel is like, wow. 24 megapixel to 60 megapixel is like, it will happen. It will always happen. So that's the same thing happen. I have to say, but like, I'm genuinely shocked, like how quickly they're not doing the thing that will have the most quality impact, that is like digital audio transmission, but 32-bit, bam, like that happened, bam. Like DJI did it, and like again, my brother has that also has DJI Mic 2, that also has 32-bit. I bought this one because latest thing, it also has that ability 32-bit. It scales, basically it knows that I do not need this 0 dB file, like it scales it, the basically receiver scales it, so it transmits properly. So my video file does not clip, I don't have to do anything. So that's a good thing. And replaceable battery, that is the most important thing. I had Rode Wireless Go 2. If you watch older videos, heck, watch the video of Zoom F6 in my channel, that has that Rode Wireless Go 2. Yeah, that kaputted the bed. Again, it's still working, it's functional, it's just that battery is very weak and I can't replace it. So that's the thing that I want. Other than that, I cannot even see it hypothetically. So now it's going to be like, whoa, and all that. The only thing left right now is a laser-based optical microphones that you have directly on top of camera, and it's like pointing laser, invisible laser, infrared or ultraviolet, and it's directly capturing audio from here. So it's like completely isolated, nothing background noise. That's the only next level thing that is possible. But on this sort of normal traditional system, we maxed out. Like we can't do much. I can see that you can add more channels, like oh, mine can do 4, you can add like 14. It's like, okay, but don't expect like whoa anymore. But do please wish, beg, hope and complain to your representatives, please give me replaceable battery. So this was my presentation on RØDELink 2. Hopefully you have liked it, learned from it. In that case, please give the like button, share it amongst your friends. That will help me a lot. If you didn't like it, didn't enjoy it, I urge you to press dislike, press it twice to show me disappointment. Please leave a comment because I do try to reply to them. If you have enjoyed this, please click the like button. I would urge you to subscribe, press the bell icon if you're free, and as always, thanks for watching.